Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into a real titan of literature, Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. We're going to try and wrestle its brutal heart down for you.
Absolutely.
Ah,
Our mission here is to get a quick handle on the core dynamics. This isn't just, a plot summary. We want to figure out why this story is more than just romance. It's almost a terrifying look at, social traps
right.
and even property law back then.
Yeah.
We start off in 1801, right? Plunging into those bleak Yorkshire moors through the eyes of our narrator, Mr. Lockwood.
And Lockwood, he seems to be asking for trouble from the get-go. He wants a place completely removed from the stir of society, finds the Heights and thinks, perfect misanthropist's heaven.
Right.
He meets his landlord, Heathcliff, and his first impression. Capital fellow, he says.
Yeah.
But that doesn't last long, does it?
No, not at all. It crumbles almost instantly.
Yeah.
Lockwood registers Heathcliff's hostility straight away, notes how his black eyes withdraw so suspiciously under their brows. The guy just radiates this jealous resolution, makes the whole place feel edgy, dangerous, and then you've got the servant, Joseph, adding to it.
Oh, Joseph. Yeah, with that incredibly thick dialect, just constantly criticizing everyone, warning Lockwood not to make any flaysome dins, any terrible noise, because the mistress won't open up. It's immediately unwelcoming.
Totally.
Okay, so let's unpack this really savage household Lockwood stumbles into. He finally gets inside and he meets the young Mrs. Heathcliff. Cathy Linton, that is.
And the description is striking, isn't it? Admirable form and most exquisite little face. But then her eyes hold only scorn and a kind of desperation.
Yeah, that contrast is immediate.
And the whole atmosphere inside is just it's pure psychological discomfort. Lockwood tries making small talk, right?
Ugh.
He points at this cushion thinking it's full of, I don't know, kittens or something.
And her reply is just ice cold. Dead rabbits, she says.
Exactly. That one detail just perfectly sums up the grim, savage vibe of the place.
So unsettling. And then there's Catherine Earnshaw, too. This rustic, kind of rough young guy who seems linked to her. This silent, scornful woman.
But the real kicker, the thing that unlocks the past, comes when Lockwood has to stay the night.
Right. He finds that window ledge, the bed ledge, covered in names scratched into the paint. Over and over. Catherine Earnshaw, then Catherine Heathcliff, and Catherine Linton.
That obsession with the names, it's the first really spooky clue, isn't it? That deep, dark history just lurking there. No wonder the poor guy can't sleep.
Leads right into the nightmare.
The absolute psychological core of the novel, really. Lockwood dreams he's woken by this chilling ghost. Catherine Linton, sobbing she's come home, lost on the moor, begging him to let her in.
And Lockwood's reaction in the dream is terrifyingly cruel. He rubs her wrist on the broken glass until it bleeds.
Horrific. And his screams wake up the real Heathcliff.
Yes. And Heathcliff's reaction is just pure agony. He bursts into this uncontrollable passion of tears, throws open the window lattice, and begs for her ghost, for Cathy to come back. Come in, Cathy, do come. Oh, do once more. My heart's darling.
Wow. That explosion of grief just connects the grim, present-day Heathcliff right back to this destructive past. And that's our cue, really, to dive into Nelly Dean's story.
The housekeeper, yeah. She gives us the history of the Earnshaws at the Heights. It all kicks off with Heathcliff's arrival.
Mr. Earnshaw finds him in Liverpool, brings back this dirty, ragged, black-haired kid, calls him a gypsy brat.
And the family's reaction tells you everything. Mrs. Earnshaw wants to literally throw him out.
Yeah.
Hindley, the son, is furious, and little Cathy, she spits at him because her promised whip got lost on the journey.
Just awful. But what's really key here is Heathcliff himself, this outsider kid. He's described as sullen, patient, already hardened. He takes Hindley's beatings without winking or shedding a tear. That capacity for suffering, yeah. That's what makes Mr. Earnshaw start favoring him, even far above Cathy. And as the old man gets weaker, Heathcliff, this child, somehow gains this incredible influence.
Which, of course, just fuels Hindley's rage. He sees Heathcliff as a usurper, stealing his father's affection, his place.
And the cruelty just escalates, doesn't it? There's that awful story where Hindley tries to kill him, basically knocks him under a horse.
But Heathcliff just gets up, brushes himself off.
Cool as you like. Gets up, swaps the saddles, takes the better horse Hindley wanted. It's chilling. He's already learning that absorbing pain is how you gain power, how you survive in this house.
Wow. And Cathy is his match in wildness, isn't she? Nelly calls her a wild, wicked slip.
But crucially, much too fond of Heathcliff. Their bond is the one thing that matters. Being separated is their worst punishment.
Which brings us to that pivotal moment, their spying mission to Thrushcross Grange.
Oh, yeah. This scene is everything. It sets up the whole class conflict that ruins them. They sneak up, peer through the window.
And see the Linton kids, Edgar and Isabella, in this splendid place carpeted with crimson,
Living the high life, and what are they doing?
crying and screaming over a little dog.
Exactly. Heathcliff just instantly writes them off as idiots, spoiled, weak.
But then disaster strikes. The bulldog, Skulker, gets Cathy, bites her ankle.
And this is the turning point. The servants find them. Cathy, the young lady, gets taken inside, cleaned up, treated like Miss Earnshaw. But Heathcliff,
He's the gypsy, the outsider. Dragged off, told to clear out.
that's the moment the social divide becomes brutally real for both of them, especially for Cathy. She sees the power, the comfort, the status that comes with being a Linton.
Definitely. She stays there for 5 weeks, recovers, and comes back. Changed. Transformed into a lady.
And this transformation leads straight to the central tragedy, doesn't it? Cathy eventually chooses Edgar Linton.
It's heartbreaking because she knows it's wrong on some level. She tells Nelly Heathcliff is her soul. But marrying him in that society, it would degrade her. So she picks Edgar for stability, for status. It's almost a calculated economic decision masked as romance.
A devastating choice.
Yeah.
And it unleashes the entire revenge plot. Nelly's narrative jumps forward 3 years. Cathy's married Edgar, living at the Grange, and then Heathcliff walks back in.
And he's changed, too, physically at least. He's now this tall, athletic, well-formed man. He's learned manners, dignity.
But Nelly notes, crucially, that his eyes still have that half-civilized ferocity. The core is still there.
Cathy's reaction is pure joy, relief. She's nearly heartbroken. He's back. Edgar, though.
Pale with pure annoyance. He knows this spells trouble.
And it does. Unleashes total chaos. The first domino to fall is Edgar's poor sister, Isabella.
Ugh, Isabella. Cathy warns her so vehemently, doesn't she? Calls Heathcliff an unreclaimed creature, an arid wilderness, basically says, stay away.
But Isabella doesn't listen. She's somehow convinced herself he has an honorable soul. Maybe she's dazzled by his transformation, his intensity.
Or maybe just naive, blinded by, well, whatever romantic notion she has. Heathcliff sees an opportunity, though.
Oh, absolutely. Marrying Isabella isn't about love. It's tactical. It's about revenge on the Lintons, getting access to their property, their world.
And poor Isabella finds out the hard way. Her marriage is just a rapid spiral into misery. That letter she sends Nelly is terrifying.
She asks Nelly straight up, is Mr. Heathcliff a man or a devil?
Paints a picture of life at the Heights. Constant gambling, drinking, Hindley just completely falling apart, and then that awful scene where Heathcliff finds her locket.
The one with Edgar's hair inside. He crushes it, and then he hits her. That's the final straw. She escapes.
So hang on, we need to talk about this immortal love idea. Is the novel actually suggesting that this kind of love, Cathy and Heathcliff's bond, requires the destruction of everyone around them? Is Brontë romanticizing this cruelty, or is it a critique?
I really think it's the latter. It feels like a brutal portrayal of how toxic obsession, fueled by social injustice and thwarted desire, becomes purely destructive. Look at Heathcliff's actions. His love expresses itself as an 18-year campaign of revenge.
Ruining families, manipulating children, driving Hindley into addiction and death.
Exactly. He doesn't seem to love Cathy, the person, anymore, so much as he loves the idea of their shared wildness. The thing society tried to crush, his love is a weapon.
And that weapon gets turned on the next generation. Isabella dies eventually, leaving their son Linton Heathcliff. Sickly, peevish kid.
Initially, he's with Edgar, but Heathcliff eventually claims his property, as he calls him. Meanwhile, Edgar tries desperately to shield his own daughter, young Cathy.
Keeps her isolated at the Grange, tries to pretend Wuthering Heights and Heathcliff don't even exist.
But you can't keep that kind of darkness contained, can you? Young Cathy, lonely and curious, eventually makes contact with her cousin Linton, starts writing secret letters.
Nelly finds them, destroys them, tries to shut it down. But it's too late, isn't it? Heathcliff has his opening.
His endgame is purely about property now, consolidating the Earnshaw and Linton estates.
So he uses Linton's failing health and young Cathy's desperation to see her own dying father, Edgar. He basically engineers their marriage, forces it.
And the cruelty involved is just staggering. He imprisons young Cathy and Nelly at the Heights, and when Cathy resists, he hits her. Brutally. A shower of terrific slaps. There's no romance left here, just cold calculation and violence.
Yet, even while he's doing these monstrous things, he lets slip the depth of his own torment over the original Catherine. He confesses to Nelly. 18 years he's been haunted.
Begging her ghost to appear, constantly feeling her presence, but never quite reaching her. He even admits he dug up her grave the day she was buried.
Wanted to hold her again. Yeah. And it goes beyond obsession into something truly disturbing, necrophilic almost. He calls those 18 years being beguiled with the specter of a hope, waiting for what? Reunion in death.
Seems like it. He feels swallowed up in the anticipation of its fulfillment. And while he's waiting for death, he's actively trying to destroy the next Earnshaw Hindley's son, Hareton.
Deliberately raising him to be ignorant, rough, a brute, just like Heathcliff himself was treated.
But Hareton, there's something resilient there. Nelly notes he has a wealthy soil underneath the roughness. And this is where we finally see a crack of light, a glimmer of hope.
Young Cathy.
Yeah.
Now trapped as Mrs. Heathcliff. After initially scorning Hareton for his illiteracy, just like her mother might have done, she finds compassion.
She starts teaching him to read.
And that connection, that simple act of kindness and education, starts to break the cycle. Lockwood sees it when he returns later. The two of them, heads bent together over a book by the fire.
Two bonny heads glowing. And Heathcliff sees it too. What stops him from destroying them? It's not a change of heart, exactly.
No, it's almost confusion. He sees them, their connection, their resemblance to the original Cathy, and maybe even his younger self, and it throws him off.
He says, Hareton's face is the ghost of my immortal love. Seeing them together, this possibility of a different kind of connection, it just unravels his will to continue the revenge. It suggests maybe this second generation can escape the trap.
They find stability through learning, through kindness, not through passion and property wars.
And Heathcliff, his end is as strange as his life. He just stops eating, drinking, spends his final days seemingly hallucinating, lost in these raptured visions.
Talking to something only he can see. His only demand is to be buried next to Catherine. But not just next to her. He gives specific instructions.
Yeah, he wants the sides of their coffins removed so their dust can literally mingle.
He dies alone in that paneled bed where it all began, with his frightful, lifelike gaze of exultation, like he finally got what he wanted.
So the story starts with Lockwood seeking isolation, getting sucked into this vortex of history and hate.
And it ends with the first generation's tragedy kind of clearing the way for the second generation's quiet reconciliation. Young Cathy and Hareton find peace.
It really hammers home the enduring power of these characters, doesn't it? Their capacity for both extreme passion and, well, terrifying vengeance. It shows how social constraints, economic realities, can push people to absolute extremes.
Definitely. It's a stark reminder that choices about status and money can have devastating human costs.
So here's the final thought to leave you with. Heathcliff, after inflicting so much horror, chooses his final resting place, not the chapel, but next to Catherine, out on the edge of the kirkyard, a spot where, as Nelly says, heath and bilberry plants have climbed over it from the moor.
Right, embracing the wildness. Does that landscape, the very thing that seemed to shape their untamed natures, offer some kind of peace, some reconciliation in death that life made absolutely impossible for them?
Something to ponder. Maybe the wild heart finds its own kind of rest, away from society's rules.